What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about how to get away with murder. Season 4, episode, I don't know, it'll be in the description box. Yo, this show is good this season. Okay, this is my overall theory. Before I get started, this is what I think is going to happen. I don't know exactly who gonna die, who gonna, get killed, all of that stuff. But I think they are breaking everybody down to build them all back up. So I think that they're gonna wrap up all the storylines this season. I think that next season is gonna be like a whole new day. It's gonna be like a whole new world. It's gonna be more grounded and more like what we remember. At least that I hope that happen. And I have another theory, okay, that I'm gonna talk about later. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So these two scenes were cross-cut with each other, and I really like the way they did that. It was really kind of cool. It's Annalise talking to Isaac about the relationship that she has with Bonnie, talking about how and other five too, the Keating Five, talking about how leaving them was a dream come true, is the best thing she should have ever did. And then we cross-cut with Isaac talking to his therapist about his feelings about Annalise and the case that's going on. And then we go back to Annalise, and she's basically saying that the need was more than anything else that was going on. The need that Bonnie had and everybody else had for her to be the person that always saved them and helped them and all that. So she said, I need to worry about my own needs. At this point in my life, I need to start worrying about my own needs and not everybody else's needs. So we cross-cut again with him talking to the therapist and saying that, she lost the baby. He found out she lost the baby. He talks about, I guess she knows about Bonnie. And so he's trying to figure out a way that he can keep her as a client and not break confidentiality. So the therapist is urging him he needs to drop her as a client. And she's saying, she's triggering you. I can see the man you become. And he like, listen, you need to worry about your own self. So she says, listen, ask her about the husband. The husband is going to lead her to the baby. Back to him and Annalise, and he asks about the husband, and she says, there you go, trying to steer me off on another different direction I was trying to go in. He said he's going to give us some homework. She needs to write a letter to Sam about all the unresolved issues that she's had since he's died and everything that's happened, since he's died. So Connor shows up at her therapist's office, and he tells them that they're threatening to seize Claudia's property if she agrees to the class action lawsuit with Annalise. And then we go to Denver's office, and Denver gives Bonnie props about her her bringing up the Virginia, whatever her name was, cases, and finding out about the class action lawsuit, and them to be able to cut it off at the pass. Everybody claps for her in the office, and Nate is looking at her like, girl, you up here gas for this he looking like he disappointed in her. Anna explains the law to Claudia at the jailhouse and tells her why they're able to take her house. The state is able to do that when you use, property in the commission of a crime, but it's her mom's house. It's not her house, but it doesn't matter. They can still take the house away. Her son is very upset. Matter of fact, he got a little smart mouth. His mama corrects him, but his mama is in jail, so how much can you do from jail to correct, a teenage boy or to raise a teenage boy? So he jump and fly, but Connor assures him that Annalise can do the best job that, that she gonna be able to do. She's a genius at this, and, she a bad bitch. So Asher and Frank meet together. He comes to Frank's house, and he thinks that Laurel and Michaela are having a lesbian love affair. Like, I promise you, they got to write his character just a little bit smarter, because it's just like, okay, I understand the first maybe couple of seasons, he was a little goofy, but after you run over somebody with a freaking car, like, I would need you to have some semblance of not goofiness. Like, it's time for your lightheartedness to kind of come down, your dumbness, like a lesbian love affair with a pregnant. Like, I cannot. Frank is like, just talk to the girl. Just talk to her. We're at Kaplan and Gold, and Oliver's still nervous about the breach of security. And Michaela's like, it's been a whole week, boy. Let it go. Keegan comes out of the office. The queen comes out the office looking fierce, honey, with her beat face to the guys. She comes out and she's like, listen, walk with me. I have a meeting. And then she stops and is like, why aren't you walking with me? Coldest line of the whole show. I was here for it. Michaela wants to sit in on the meeting. The Antara CEO is here, aka Laurel Daddy. Okay, is here in town. Michaela tried to get in on the meeting, but it's only for partners, so she get edged out the meeting. So Michaela calls Laura. She tells her, hey, your daddy in town. As she's talking to Michaela, daddy calls the phone. He wants to go out to dinner. Laurel is going to go with him to try to get some more tea. Isaac visits Bonnie at the job, which is totally not what he's supposed to do, and says she hasn't called any other therapists. Basically, he's checking on her. They made progress. He was proud of how far she had got along. He says he good. She not going to say nothing about anything. He ain't got to worry about malpractice or or nothing. He said he hasn't told Annalise. That will be a breach of confidentiality. As he's leaving the office, Nate sees him. Did y'all peep that Nate saw him run in that corner? I did. Did you? Annalise is meeting with the judge, trying to plead her case, saying that the people there's a grandma, it's 2 boys. So the judge is telling her, listen, I know you one of the best lawyers, but are you sure you're the right lawyer to plead this case? Because they're going to drag everything you did out in the public. She said, listen, I'm doing everything I need to do. But you know, you can tell that he had her shook a little bit about what she can do. So basically she says nobody will sign the thing because, or Denver got everybody shook because he running for attorney general. So nobody don't want to sign the papers. So Connor's like, what we gonna do, basically. Asher shows at Michaela's job. They had a cute little scene with him and Tegan where she said she likes him. It was real cute. When Asher came up there, it's a little weird, but it was still cute. And you know, Michaela's obviously upset because she gets so upset about every damn thing. And he asked her about Laurel and tells her that she lied. I'm glad they ain't dragged that out, and you know, it wasn't the whole thing with Asher misunderstanding and busting somebody upside the head on the accident. So we done killed that one. That's not the case. She says she lies again and says that she's her birthing partner, and so he apologizes and he leaves. So Annalise goes to Denver's office, basically the main office, and she gets everybody together, okay, because she pissed off because he got everybody intimidated because, like we said, he is running for attorney general and nobody will sign the warrant. So she's talking about, y'all proud of yourself, y'all about to put out 2 boys and a grandmother in a wheelchair, and she just get everybody together in the office. I mean, it was a good, solid, strong, you know, I give it like a maybe a 8 or 9 on the scale of read. She says, you know, he like get security to get her out of here, and she like, it's no need, we leave. And I said, yes, bitch, the bitch is back, honey. Annalise is back in effect. I felt that. Okay, I felt that in my heart. I felt it in my spirit. I don't know about y'all, but I felt it. So Nate meets with Bonnie, and Bonnie confronts him and say, hey, you was lying to me about Annalise meeting the people in the jail or whatever. And he like, girl, listen, I told my department to put everything, all your requests to the bottom of the list because she ain't doing nothing illegal. You out here, girl, you out on the limb. She's like, well, you told me to get off the crack, but you're on the crack. Are you screwing her again? And he was like, girl, ain't nobody got time for you in this mess. You need to wake the hell up and realize that you're about to do something foul, okay, to these people, and she ain't doing nothing wrong. So Asher shows up at Laurel's house, and he has a teddy bear for her as a gift, and he tells her he can be her foot rubber, her massage, or whatever whenever Michaela is not available. Now, before he got there, she was on the phone with Laurel and Michaela. They was telling her about her dad was in town. Michaela was like, just play it off. You know, I told him this X, Y, and Z. Connor and Annalise are eating together. This scene was also cross-cut with Michaela and Tegan. They were drinking, and Connor and Annalise were eating together. So Connor and Annalise are talking about how Connor was about to screw some dude the other night, and he was like, nah, I didn't do it. My dad got in my head, told me that he don't think Oliver is the one. She was like, maybe your dad ain't the one. That was cute, a cute little line. It was nice to see them interact in a comfortable environment. I think this is probably what most of the people signed up for when they decided they wanted to work with Annalise. I'm just saying, this is probably what they was bargaining for. Connor said she was amazing today. You know, she should have went viral. She would have went viral if he would have had a recording. And she said, look, I don't need that problem right now. Michaela and Tegan are drinking together. She says she's very busy, and she's like, you know, Asher just missed you or whatever. You're a busy person, and don't, you know, take it for granted, because she was like, oh, sex is overrated. She like, girl, say that shit when you ain't had none in a long time. Okay. But Cora, she was in love, or she gave up the best sex of her life for this job. And then Michaela was like, well, who was she? I was like, uh-oh, what's T? But she already said Annalise was hot, so we pretty much figured out that she was gay or whatever. But she said her name was Cora. She loved her, but she loved her job more. Then she tells her at the same time Laurel is with her dad at dinner. He's telling her they're about to be rich. Her kids, her grandkids won't ever have to work no more. And so they say it at the same time that Antares is going public. So billions of dollars are at stake. No bad publicity can be had, or the deal will go in the trash. But if it goes well, Tegan says she can open her own law firm. She can hire Michaela, everything. Laurel's dad is trying to get her to sign a contract so she can get 10% of the money. Laurel says, I can't have none of your activities coming back on me. You know, I'm a lawyer. And he was like, listen, he took care of any problems that could possibly arise. So that means West or anything else that could arise. They all together again. And Michaela's like, listen, they was all upset for nothing. You know, Antares going public is the reason West got killed. So Antares going public is Laurel says Antares going public is the reason why West got killed, because Denver had files on everybody. He knew who she was. So he called her dad when Wes was about to turn on Annalise. That was right before they was going to announce or whatever when the deal was in place. So they didn't want to come out with the bad publicity and lose, you know, the chance to go public. That's why he decided to kill Wes to eliminate the problem. So this is supposed to be the whole reason why Wes is dead. And I feel like they wrote that shit like as they went along. I feel like that wasn't the original plan, but this is kind of where we ended up, and that's how we gonna wrap it up. That's how it feels. I don't know what y'all think, because it's kind of far-reaching and really way out there. But okay, that's the reason why Wes is dead. Okay. Now this whole time, y'all, Asher, the teddy bear that Asher had bought to Laurel house, that teddy bear was actually like a little spy camera. So Asher is watching everything they talking about, y'all. So he know everything they talking about, y'all. It's a mess. He knows all of it. So Annalise is trying to write this letter to Sam. She's trying. She just can't get it out, you know. She decides not to write that letter to Sam. And she finally goes to Isaac and she spills to him about the baby. So we got an important scene from her this episode. She talks about how she lost the baby and how everybody always tries to make her feel better about it, because he soon tries to make her feel better about it. And then she talks about how she had a suicide attempt that Sam never knew about. So because Isaac jumps up and tells her that she's strong, she's like, just let me feel guilty. You know, sometimes you just gotta let people feel what they feel and stop trying to make them feel better, which is what Sam did after she had the baby. So she goes through those and talks about the pressure on her to be a mother and the pressure on her to be perfect, and she cannot be strong all the time. So that was a really good scene. Viola Davis is just a powerhouse. I mean, her acting is freaking amazing. So Bonnie tells Denver that this campaign against this Claudia chick is probably not the best thing for your campaign. And Denver tells him, you know what, girl, you probably right. You might be right, sis. But guess what? Don't even worry about it no more, because I'm about to reassign you. Bonnie, once again, you played yourself. You played yourself trying to go against Annalise, trying to do the most. You should have just minded your business and you wouldn't have had these problems. He said she's too emotional and she don't need to be on the case no more. So he done reassigned her. So Connor comes up with an idea. He said the boy should write a letter to the newspaper. Nobody reads the newspaper anymore, Connor. Okay, well, let's go viral. You remember you said I should have went viral? Let's go viral. So the boy reads the letter on the news at a press conference. This goes viral. Annalise simultaneously is telling the judge, hey, look, I'm the best person to do this case because I know what it's like to be tried and wrongfully convicted of something or wrongfully persecuted and put in jail for a crime I did not commit. So the judge agrees with her and he signs the paper. Michaela, Laurel, and Oliver find out that they have to steal Tegan's security badge to get into the files because of the new security that's being installed in the building. That's the only way they're going to be able to do it. I feel like Michaela should not do this. Y'all, this is not beneficial to nobody. Wes is dead, buried in the ground. Now, although we're sad he died, and although we may want justice for him, this right now is not going to benefit nobody. Like, nobody. Not one person. And I feel like Michaela is wrong for doing this to Tegan. I feel like she's wrong. And not just because she a Mira Van. Because it's messed up. Okay, it's messed up. She give you opportunity. She's helping you. Why? She buying you shoes, girl. She buying you Louis Vuittons. But you gonna mess over her like this? Don't do it, Michaela. Don't do it. So by the time Michaela get home, child, Asher is packing up his stuff. Because he done heard all the tea and he's ready to go. He ain't got time. So he said she lied to him. You do not lie to the people you love. And he's out. And so when he leaves, he goes to Frank and Bonnie's house, you know, and Bonnie answered the door and she all upset about what happened. She drunk, like she Annalise 2.0. She drunk in the house. She like, what's wrong? And she's like, I messed everything up, and she crying. So hopefully they don't end up screwing each other, because I cannot go through this with them back and forth between each other. That's just nasty. And so then we get to Frank and Laurel. Frank go to Laurel and tell that he love her. He love her so much, like he ain't told her that 15 damn times already. He love her so much, and if the baby is his or not, he gonna take care of the baby. He made a good score on his LSAT. So he passed the LSAT, so now he can go to law school or whatever, because he want to take care of her, blah, 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 blah. Forget both of them. They're both trash and creeps. I'm over it. Isaac is at his house looking at the computer and looking at his daughter graduate from high school and crying, child. He just crying, child. It was just sad. So then we see Annalise walking up to her door. She's smiling. You know, her day concluded very well. When she gets to the door, guess who was there? Isaac therapist, which come to find out is his ex-wife, which we don't see until we see her on the computer with the daughter in the old video. Who would have thunk it? 1 week later is our flash forward. Annalise is in the shower. Homeboy is calling her. Isaac calling her saying that, what's her name, y'all? Laurel is awake. He had to know she was asleep for her to be awake. Where's all this blood coming from? Who is dead, child, or who is injured? What's going on? I need to know the tea. What's happening? Okay, this is my theory. It would be so dope to me. I don't think this is gonna happen, but it would be so dope if it turned out that Isaac's daughter is Lila. That would be the dopest. That would be the dopest thing to happen. I don't know what y'all think about that. Y'all let me know. But if it turned out to be that his daughter's name was Lila and that's who Frank killed season 1, woo, that would be so good. That would be a twister right there. Now, I might have forgot something that happened earlier on, but I don't think we know anything about Lila. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that theory. That would be the super coolest theory of life, okay? So, anywho, y'all have a blessed week. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.